Yes.
Sean Lardo, I want to thank you. I'm very excited to talk to you, and of course, Badger in the background. You're there at the ConnectWise Cranberry office.
That I am. I'm at the yes, I'm at the Cranberry office today. I wasn't. I came in. I was like, I brought. By the way, I brought my equipment to record with you. So,
Yes.
like, I know I do that, but I have stuff I got to do here today, and I'm in one of my colleagues. It's actually his office. He's a long term employee from Continuum days to ConnectWise now, and this badger represents something for them. It's from 2014, and I figured, let's have everything in it. Let's just go because let's just show who we are. Okay. And apparently being a badger is who we are. Um, that's all I got to say about it. I don't know what to say about it. I was going to make up a story, but I couldn't think of it.
Let's let the listener just wander and just
Yeah, let them determine. They can, what anybody who watches can make up a story and tell us, please. Like, caption this.
hmm.
That's what we can
That's
do.
right. It'd be a contest. Yeah.
Exactly.
So 2024 Pitch It, ConnectWise Pitch It. What's new and exciting about it?
Oh my lord! So, for those that have not followed any of this, uh, I took over the Pitch It program 2 years ago, um, and we've had such great success, with like really great success. And it went from it's become one of the most predominant programs in the space now. Matter of fact, I was doing some research the other day, and about five or six other pitching things have spun off from mine
Wow.
and from ConnectWise Pitch It with other people that are running it. So it's great to see because I think it's the thing about Pitch It is it's all about innovation. It's all about being daring and willing to do things right. I mean, as an entrepreneur, it's a scary situation. You have to be ignorantly optimistic, and you have to be willing to maybe fail a lot more than you'll succeed, and you have to have very thick skin, but you
Hmm.
always have to be innovative and creative. So it's nice to see that this has spun off into other groups that have started doing it, because I think the hardest challenge for most startup vendors is getting their name out there, right? Getting people to know that they exist. And the reality of it is you can't just be there one time. You have to show consistency. You have to be in there for the long haul
Hmm.
for the partners to really be able to for you to establish credibility, right? Because there's been plenty of fly by night businesses that have came out big and gone in 6 months. And for partners, their whole business is built around these vendors, these products. So they're making lifelong business decisions off of these.
Hmm.
So it's great, it's exciting, but yeah, but back to the program itself, it's jumped leaps and bounds. It went from being just a competition where they picked a few people, a few really good product companies to pitch at live at IT Nation Connect, to where we turn into an accelerated incubator program for it's a season. It's literally a competitive season now at this point.
Hmm.
And went from five or seven or maybe even 10 vendors that are involved until they narrowed down to three. To 2 years ago was 18. Last year was 26.
Wow.
And we had way more applications than that. That was just the ones that we thought were the best fit.
Hmm.
So yeah, we're getting ready to put out the press release in a couple of days, because then the application process will start February 1st. So I recommend anybody from around the entire globe to apply. We've had over just last year alone, six different countries represented, between the U.S., Canada, to Israel, to Australia, to New Zealand, to the U.K. They all involved in this competition.
Now, specifically, what kind of vendors can apply?
Startups, period.
Startups in the technology space.
Whether they're providing a service or a technology itself, like a product, absolutely. Um, I want to make sure I'm very clear about that, because this is not about cybersecurity. This is not about QBRs. This is about everything that applies to our ecosystem.
Hmm.
They must be able to integrate with ConnectWise ultimately,
Okay.
right? I mean, again, we're looking to make lives easier for partners. And the only way you can do this by being able to work products together and simplify as much as you can. This is not a concept program, by the way. This is
Hmm.
people with customers, one, two, three, 100, I don't care. Revenue amount, about 2 million revenue and below, but that's what we're looking for. And you'll see from the last couple of years, even the three finalists that we've had, have represented all different factions of business.
Yeah.
Offers like QBRs to cybersecurity to alert notifications. I mean, we've covered them all, and so yeah, all should apply. They're looking at. We'll vet them out. Application process starts February 1st, doesn't end until April 30th is the last day for it.
And what happens after April 30th? After all these get all the submissions are submitted, all the applications.
Sure. So we have a group internally that review all the applications. Things we do. We don't just review applications. We also look at social footprints. We look at content. We look at what they've done. We want to know that people are actually legitimate. They have to be. Our job is to vet out vendors that make sense for the economy. I mean, it really is our responsibility. So we are vetting them out. But we look at all these things and we determine all the vendors that should be able to be in for this year. And what will happen is by the end of the first week of May, whoever's in will be notified who's in, and then we're off and running. We don't stop. It's not for the faint of heart. And I say that specifically because most of these vendors were or are currently MSPs. They're running that business, some of them, and they're running this business, and they're going to go through a whole accelerator program that they are going to grow exponentially from. And there's a big ask for it, but the goal is you grow with us, and you're growing as an individual company. If you look at and the numbers speak for themselves. If you look at our vendors that have been in the program, they've all grown exponentially. We saw one of our vendors had over 200% growth in MRR. In 9.5 months. And again, these aren't people with no customers. These are people with customers. So that tells you right there. We've had others that have increased their lead and demand gen by 200 and 300%. I mean, last year's winners thread, they were at IT Nation Connect when they won, because we do it live there, and they had their biggest grossing number of demo requests. I don't know what the total ROI is right now. We're waiting to find out because they have a sales cycle, but they had like over 180 demos that they scheduled from that. Yeah, that is incredible, right? And so when you do the math, it's absolutely insane, but you have to follow the process. And there's only one pace, and it's my pace.
So deadline to get application is April 30th.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, you and your team review it. And they'll be notified. And what dates follow after that? What are some important dates after that?
Important date after that is if you're in, you're going to be involved in an orientation call a week later, where we go over all the rules to make sure you understand, because there has to be buy-in across the board. You have to know what you're doing, get involved in what your responsibilities are, and you have to say, okay, because that's how we make this program work. You treat us just like an extension of your growth team almost, because we're going to help you grow. There's a ton of workshops. We bring in Cameo coaches from around the board here. And the Cameo coaches are people of notoriety in the space that know what they're doing. They're practitioners. It's not just some hyperbole person that wrote a report one day. No, it is somebody that knows about road mapping for development, that is successful and known, or somebody that knows the entire ecosystem, or it's somebody that knows how to actually sell or market or speak. They are experts in the field, and so they are true practitioners.
Very cool. So there's going to be coaching, there's going to be orientation, and then ultimately at IT Nation Connect.
Before IT Nation Connect, actually, I'll give you my pitch because you need this, right?
Please.
So what PitchIT really is, it is a Shark Tank-like competition, right? With an infused accelerated incubator program involved, right? What we're looking for the best of the best, obviously. The goal is to make sure that these vendors can not only integrate with our systems, but most importantly, they have to be following the same mission as us, which is supporting the MSP. That's the whole mission here. Now, I mentioned it's a Shark Tank competition. Okay, Shark Tank like, because I'm sure it's trademarked and I can't say that.
Sure.
But it's the same type of competition. What we are looking for is like last year we had 26 vendors in. We're looking at the end of August to trim it down to 3 finalists, which in order for that to occur, they will go through a virtual live pitch, 2 different times to determine this. Once we narrow it down to 3, we will start preparing them from September until we get to IT Nation Connect in November to pitch live on stage. And they're all, the three finalists are all pitching for the grand prize of $70,000. Second place is 30,000. And we were making the joke last year, which Marvin B totally helped us with, of third place they get steak knives, and he brought steak knives to give to third place. So it was amazing.
Of course,
But no,
from the great movie.
yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Yes. Yes.
So we are, again, the goal is those to win, is to win, but the goal is to actually leverage the program. The program is fantastic. People are growing exponentially, like I said. And it's a way for you to start to get more involved with ConnectWise. Now, you asked what's new this year, what's changing because of all the exposure and all the engagement from globally. We have people that work around the globe. We have offices everywhere, right? So we're looking to help with the local investment of supporting those areas. And so, if you're a company out of Australia, we have people there. We have boots on the ground. So we're going to start to get more involved there. The goal is over the next year or two to hopefully, if we get enough attention, enough attraction, to have us have local regional competitions within EMEA or APAC. Now, but that is up to the audience. We got to have enough interest to actually say that this is a good idea. If we do, though, it's endless possibilities.
Sounds exciting. Do you have any expectations as to how many vendors you think there are going to be, or?
Well, 26 was a good number.
Yeah.
It was manageable. We were able to give them their time. We don't want to water down anything because it's too large, right? I mean, we have a team, we have resources, we have support, but just like a startup business, we don't know until we're experiencing some things. And with all the different moving parts we have, and the program is growing internally too. Like the amount of involvement from all this stuff we're doing has been ridiculous. Like, first year I did this 2 years ago. This is our 6th year for Pitch It, but this is, like I said, my 2nd year or my 3rd year now. My first year I did it, I had 2 different live stream things I did to help them to build awareness. Last year I had 5.
Wow.
Different communities, not me, but 5 different people like yourself creating content like this. And I was literally on live streams or recordings 5 times a week almost.
Wow.
Yeah, it was brutal. And that's only one part. And then not only that, but now with our ASIO launch, the integration piece is so important for future enhancements that we're trying to promote that as well. And the nice thing about all this, everything ties into our marketplace beautifully. So you're able to, the vendors should, again, back to all the moving parts. They are literally they're investing in ConnectWise, and ConnectWise is reinvesting in them.
So I will be having conversations with a lot of the coaches and the finalists from 2023, and just kind of talking about them a little bit and their solution in some future podcasts. We want to make kind of an introduction to that as well.
Yes, absolutely. So yeah, like I said, as the years progress, more people are getting involved, and then back to these vendors looking for a way to create a name for themselves with consistency. They need people like you, which is why I'm so thrilled that you're willing to work with me and work with us on this. So you're going to be, you've graciously accepted to host these, and I appreciate that, where you'll interview all our contestants. You're also going to interview last year's head coaches, last year's judges, last year's finalists. So you're doing all that. And I think it's important, if you're a vendor and you're watching these, take note of this and how you get more involved. Watch the program. Watch what these men and women are all doing with us, because they're doing a lot. That's how you grow your business. If you're an MSP, watch these things. Get to know who people are, and then inquire, because you're all looking to have stack alignment, and you're all looking for credible and reputable businesses. We're vetting them out for you. We're putting them on display for you. Watch them, ask questions, find out, do your due diligence. Don't wait until IT Nation Connect to see you like at a booth and then buy 5 or 6 different technologies that you don't need. Don't do that. Be more prepared. A lot of them are secure also, by the way. So yeah,
Secure, which is the event in June in Orlando.
Yes, right? It is. Yes. And so but again, these are, if anything, COVID really did for us, that was a blessing. If there was any blessing out of COVID, was that we started doing these things. These virtual things that we do, these live streams, these podcasts, these whatever, because it gives a chance for us to continuously communicate with the masses, right? And it gives them a chance to look at us without even any interruption, watch what's being done, look into the companies or the people or whatever, and do your due diligence and make decisions
Mm.
without any kind of like crazy pain in the ass stuff you typically go through, like buying a car in the '90s, which always sucked.
I'm going to say it still does, but yeah, 90s especially. Yeah.
Oh, dude, it doesn't suck as bad now
I
because
say,
everything's
well, that
virtual now.
suck.
I can
Yeah.
go on any app or any
Well, that's
website
true.
and buy
That's
a
true.
car without
Yeah.
any hassle.
I did. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
remember in the '90s, you or even 2000, early 2000s, you just sit
Yeah.
there and they would be like, where to go work with our
In a
manager so you can get a
dealership. Yeah.
discount. You're
Yeah.
full of shit. You're not working on any discount. You're going to
Undercoating.
Tama.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Excellent, Sean. So I'm very excited about this. And anything else that we didn't mention?
I mean, really, I think nothing we didn't mention. Again, I just want people to support this. I want people to support
Mm.
these vendors. These vendors are putting themselves on the line when they do this. They'll answer any questions you want. So, involve yourself. By the way, if you don't know, when start vendors go into business, that's the best time to talk to them about enhancements
Yeah.
and discounts and all those other cool things that you want. Again, become part of that group. But I highly recommend you do so. And why not? And then come around and see. We have kiosks at Secure. We have kiosks at Evolve, or not Evolve, at Itination Connect. So you can find them easily. And chances are they probably are still an MSP. So support your own people.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of solutions. I know what we did specifically. Yeah. Sprung right out of a need from the MSP.
So many did.
ConnectWise itself was from an
Was an
MSP.
MSP. I know, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing. It's like, why not? It makes sense. Who better to solve the problem than the person that has the problem
Yeah.
themselves?
Absolutely.
But again, I suggest, if you want to find good products, good solutions, good services, this is an easy way to shop them. If
Thank you
not,
very much, Sean. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm like, if not, then shame on you. Don't go on Reddit and complain.
This helps everybody. It's a
It
great
does.
cause, and it's been matured. It's been baked out. You're not testing anything. It's a win-win for everybody. And last year's the contest there at Connect was great. I was there for the whole thing, and
Huge
it was
audience.
wonderful. Huge
It-
audience. Yeah, it was absolutely great.
I mean, I think we counted 500 plus people
It was
in that
amazing.
room.
Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. Sean, thanks so much for your time today, my friend.
Joe, thank you, man. I appreciate it.